Hi Floss Tube, my name's Dana and my channel name is Gemstone Stitches. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me for the video. A special thanks also to any new subscribers that I have. I did notice I got a jump in subscribers in the last few weeks, so thank you so much. And especially thanks to anybody who's liking and commenting. I love interacting with everybody in that way as well. Makes making the videos that much more special. So keep the comments coming. Ask me any questions that you want to. I'm happy to chat with you guys. I think a big reason that I got some more subscribers is because I was given, I think, what she called the spotlight mention in her video, and that would be Leah Noel, and her channel name is Avia Tricks Stitches. So go check her out. She has a lot of great stuff to share, a lot of content, a lot of projects, and she's acquiring a lot of stash and everything. We connected because we're both participating in the stocking sales that I've mentioned in my last video. She's focusing on, I think, a snowman, Dimensions Gold snowman stocking, but we are both stitching on candy cane Santa, so that's kind of fun. She's further along than I am, but it's really cool because we're both going about it in the same way, in that we are doing all the cross stitching first, and then we're going to go back and do the back stitching and the name banner. I think since she's not making that her focus piece, I might catch up to her pretty soon. I'm getting a little further along on that, so that's kind of fun. What else was I going to say about her? Oh yeah, so another really special thing I found when I was scrolling through her Instagram was that we've both stitched on baby blue jays. I'll go ahead and insert a picture here. To show you what that looks like. I don't have it to show you because I gifted it to somebody else. But yeah, she's the only other person that I've seen who's stitched that, and it's pretty amazing because her back, the back of her project looks just like the front of her project, which cannot be said about mine. My backs don't look that great. I'm trying to be a little better about the backs of my projects now that I've found Floss Tube, and I can hear other people talk about trying to keep their backs neat. And I thought, well, I can probably take a little better care to do that for myself as well. But her back looks like the front of her project. It's so perfect. I don't know how she does that, but it's amazing. And we both have similar tastes in that obviously we've stitched some of the same things, but we also really love the drawn thread. So go check her out if you have a chance, or you might already know about her and are subscribed to her, so that's great. So now, what I came here to talk about was the month of February, and to let you guys know how my February rotation went. I work on my candy cane Santa the first week of the month, then I do my Heaven and Earth design the second week, my long dog samplers the third week, and then the fourth week I work on whatever I want to do. And we've only been through 2 months now, but it looks like what I usually do is pick up the Year of Flowers and get my block of the month done, and then move back to candy cane Santa, because that's kind of what I want to have the most progress on, and really am hoping to get a finish as soon as I can, so I can knock all these stockings out. So first week of February, candy cane Santa. I'll insert a picture here of what it looked like the last time I showed you. And then here it is now. So I've made a ton of progress in this quadrant of the window, and I stitched the bird yesterday. It is almost completely done. There's a little bit down here that I need to do, and I kind of messed up a little bit on the fur of his jacket right here, so I was kind of leaving that to the end so I can kind of just stitch similar colors in the open spaces rather than really trying to figure out what went wrong. So I still have that to do down there. And then right here is some green tree. It's kind of like what this looks like up here. There's some of that down here, and then there's a lot of it at the very tip of the stocking. So what I want to do, rather than trying to stitch that up, is I'm just going to stitch all the rest and leave this green part to the very end and stitch that all together, so I'm not having to pull those colors out 2 different times. So I'll kind of show you what I mean. Whoops. Okay, so there's a little green right there, and then it comes back in down here. So that will be the very last thing that I work on before I move on. I also have like one lonely red stitch to do that somehow got missed. And then I noticed in the fur that there's 2 stitches I only did the first leg of, and I need to go back and do the second leg. Because I kept noticing how it looks a little, your eye kind of looks there because there's something wrong, and I finally realized there's a couple stitches that don't have the second leg on there. But yeah, coming along, getting pretty close. So this week, now that we're on the first week of the month again, I really want to try to finish up as much as I can here and just keep working my way over. And I think what I'm going to do, instead of jumping up to the name banner, I think I am going to back stitch everything first and then do the name at the very end, because that will be, it will be a lot of stitching, but it will be easy stitching. So I'll look forward to that at the end. Okay, so the next project was my Peacock Days by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is by artist Josephine Wall. That is what the finished project will look like. I thought in my last video that maybe I would get a page finish by the second rotation, but that did not happen. Oops. Here's my majorly highlighted chart. You can see how far I am. All the white is where I still need to stitch. So here it is now. I'm getting close. There's just a lot of fill-in colors. Just always takes longer than you think, because these Heaven and Earth designs are so detailed, and the stitches are so small. And I didn't really stitch on it as much as I did last month. Some weeks are better than others. So I will hopefully get a page finish this coming month and then start on the 5th page. And I have not gotten an app yet for when I start the 5th page. I got a couple of suggestions, I think. And I think I am going to go ahead and put the question on Stitch Mania or the Heaven and Earth Designs, just so I get multiple suggestions, and then I can really figure out which one sounds like it will work best for me. All right, 3rd week of the month is Spirit of Fairyland by Long Dog Samplers. And by the time the 3rd week of February came up, I had not finished my my baby blanket that I'm making for my daughter. So I told myself, no more stitching until the baby blanket is done. And it worked out for that rotation, part of the rotation, because it's proving to me that I'm not as concerned about progress on this project as I am on the other 2. So it was easier for me to say, okay, stop stitching and finish up this blanket, and then you can get back to stitching all the time. And I'll go ahead and show you my finish. I'm really, really excited about it. It is by Deborah O'Leary, and you can find the pattern on Ravelry.com. And Deborah O'Leary, and it's called Baby Heart Blanket Pattern. So, make sure I have it. Here it is. You know what? I'm going to stand up and lay it on my bed. So, there it is. I'm so excited about it. And there's the hearts. It's not a very difficult pattern. It seems like it might be, but it's really all knits and purls. And the only time you're doing anything different is in the part with the holes up here, the lacy looking part. And that's still pretty easy. It's just a yarn over, knit 2 together so that you make a hole. So it's a beginner blanket for sure. So I'm really, really happy that it's finished, and now we can use it. And these are the colors in her room, not quite this purple, but a very, very light grayish purple for the walls, and then the furniture is a little bit darker gray than this. And then there's accents of yellow in the room. So that's why I picked those colors. I think the original pattern, well, this is in black and white, but it's like a cream color, a pink color, and then kind of a more brown type color. So, and then I was thinking I'd just go ahead and show you my son's blanket, because why not? So this is the blanket that I knit for my son. It's a chevron type pattern. When he was born, the chevron thing was really going on, and so I thought I would stitch him that. So I really like the colors used in this blanket too. All right, now that I showed you those, we can get back to the rotation. I'm just can't say enough about how happy I am to be done knitting, and now all I need to do is stitch whenever I have my free time. Okay, Long Dog Samplers, Spirit of Veerland. I didn't stitch, that blanket took me about 3 or 4 days to finish, so I only stitched on this a little bit. This is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. So I'm in this little section here for the first page. The last time you saw it, I just had the alphabet portion completed. And now I have this much of the first motif. So I still have a big pot down here to do for the flower pot, and then there's a couple little, yeah, they're flowers coming out on each side here. Definitely takes longer than I thought to do this. So we'll see. I think this is going to be a multiple year project. I do plan to try to stitch on this a lot more in March, since I didn't give it as much time as I would have liked in February. Let's see how far I can get. There's no rush on that one though. That one's kind of just for fun. Okay, so then the 4th week of the month, or the remainder of the month, I get to stitch on whatever I want. And I do have a goal of stitching the block of the month every rotation for Year of Flowers by the Drawn Thread. And this is what it will look like. You can stitch it 4 across, 3 down, or 3 across, 4 down. I suppose you can even stitch it any which way you want. Stitch it 6 across and 2 down, whatever you'd like. And I haven't quite decided yet. Here's the finish for February. That's a violet. So we have carnation here, and this is a violet. The fabric is kind of stretched funny underneath the Q-snap, so it's looking a little warped, but I do plan to, I do need to take the fabric out and move the Q-snap over. So when I do that, I'll decide whether I want to go 4 across or 3 across for this. So I'm keeping on track so far with that. It looks like March is a yellow flower. There's a lot of bright colors for the flowers in this, so I really like that. And the other thing that I am doing is participating in Stitch That Stocking 2019, and also Sunday Stocking Sal. So, of course, my Candy Cane Santa works out for Stitch That Stocking 2019, and then for Sunday Stocking Sal, what I'm doing is working on my Sweet Dreams by Dimensions Gold. This one's going to be for my daughter. The other one, Candy Cane Santa, is for my husband. I did not stitch on this the first Sunday of the month because we were at my mother-in-law's house, and we had planned to leave on Sunday morning and get back home. But my husband, he routinely will get up on the roof of her house and scoop the snow off for her. And he tweaked his back pretty much the minute he got up there. He kind of, his foot slipped a little bit, and he tried to, correct himself so he didn't fall off the roof. And in doing so, he tweaked his back. So he came in, bent halfway over, couldn't even walk. So we decided that we would just stay over there, and it was Super Bowl Sunday. So But here's how far I got with Santa. Doing a lot of red jackets and fur and gloves with these stockings right now. Though I still have all this red to fill in. There's this red color, and then in these unstitched areas down here, there's another color of red coming in. So I'm almost done with his arm. And not quite sure if I'm gonna wanna just keep stitching down or if I wanna give Santa a face. I think I wanna give Santa a face. But we'll see when I get there. I'm still enjoying working on this. I can't decide if when I'm done with Candy Cane Santa, if I want to bring this project into my first week of the month rotation and then start a new stocking on Sundays, or if I should just continue with always doing this on Sundays just to see how far I can get working on it about 52 days of the year. I don't know. We'll see. Options. It's nice to have them. So that's all the stitching that I did. Another thing that I worked on while I was in the last week of the month was working toward an FFO on my spring garden by Drawn Thread. It's I want to have it all framed up by the time spring rolls around. So I did stretch and lace the fabric over foam core board, and here is what it looks like without the frame. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty straight. And I left a lot more space around the stitching this time. What I'm gonna do, I found a framer. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video. I think I forgot to. Instead of ordering my frames from American Frame online, the custom size frame, I did find a framer in town who will do my projects. He knows how to do this. You can see what it looks like on the back. He knows how to do the lacing, and he says he knows how to do it multiple different ways. But he's happy to take my projects like this, and we work on picking a mat and a frame together, and then he'll do that part for me. And he said it will be a whole lot cheaper. So I want to try that out. I'll have a lot more control over the finished project by being able to see the matte color and the frame in person rather than choosing it online and hoping for the best. And then I'll save on shipping costs. So we'll see how much that ends up being and if that's something I want to just continue to do in the future. I also cut the foam core board for, I think I have 3 other finished projects. Aside from my other gardens, I have 3 other finished projects that I need to FFO. So I was able to cut the board for them, but I haven't done any of the lacing or anything. And part of the issue I have is that my fabric is so large that by the time I fold it over on the back, see, this just was, the fabric was just small enough to fit over the board for this, but the other projects, the fabric's gonna overlap, so I guess what I have to do is cut the fabric and then lace it, so that'll take a little bit longer to do. But anytime I have some free time and I desire to do that, then I'll try to get those things done so I can have some more FFOs. I don't like to have them lying around waiting. I wanna display them and have them all the way done. One last thing, I forgot to bring it. Let me run and get it. I'll be right back. You might already know what I'm going to show you, because I might have just showed you by walking over here, but I have been wanting to complete my collection of DMC threads, because I feel like I'm doing so much stitching and I don't plan to slow it down anytime soon, that I should just have that in my stash. And I do have a couple projects that I could start at any time I want that require a lot of different colors. So I wanted to complete my DMC set so I don't have to say, oh man, well, I have to get over to the store to get the colors that I need, because I don't have them, but now I do. I have them. And I told myself that the next time I see a sale come up at one of the craft stores, I would go and do that. And somebody posted on Stitchmania that Joann's was having a sale on DMC, and that if you sign up your email address with them, you can get 20% off your purchase. That's what I did, and I got all the rest of my threads. Actually, those are some popsicle sticks. I wanted to do a craft project with my son. I don't know what craft project, but I'll find something to do. But all these threads in here. And then I also bought the case that I can put them all in. The cashier saw my cart and she just got on the megaphone and said, back up, cashier, please. Immediately. I was kind of dreading going up there and putting the cashier through it, but she said it happens to them occasionally, and I was, she'd worked there quite a while, and I had the most thread at one time. So, there you go. But here's my receipt. She tried to see if it was as tall as her. I have to say, the cashiers did get a kick out of the whole process. So, that is that. I have a Stitch in Time, and I also have Up on the Rooftop by Tilton Crafts. There are two projects that I might start this year. I've heard of some people wanting to start Up on the Rooftop in November. And then I've heard of some people talking about working on a Stitch in Time. Like working on a page of Stitch in Time maybe every day of Stitchmania. Like starting 15 pages of the project. I don't know if anyone's actually going to do that, if it's just talk. I believe it's Terry Lee Crafts. Terry from Terry Lee Crafts has mentioned that possibility, and then Sarah, the Stitch-In Mommy, mentioned that as well. I don't know if anybody else has. And I haven't even started my Stitch in Time, so I have no idea if I'm going to do that or not. But I'll kind of get in the way of my rotation that I'm working on, so I'm not sure I'm going to participate. I did Stitchmania in 2017, and I'm still trying to recover from starting 15 projects during that time. So I'm not sure I need to be adding any more to what I have going on at the moment. But we'll see. I might change my mind at the last minute and participate. I think that's all I have to share with you guys today. I'm so happy I got the chance to film. This morning was just, I don't know, with 2 kids, it's boom, 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 you know, eat, diaper. The other one needs to eat. Let's go to story time, getting dressed. It's just like one thing after the other. And you know, with my daughter, she's 10 months old, that you don't know when she's going to nap at this point. Sometimes she'll want to take a real long nap from like 10 in the morning till 12:30 or 1. Sometimes she will wait till later, like today, and I know she wasn't ready for a nap yet because on the way home from story time, she didn't fall asleep. So I said, okay, I guess she's going to have her nap later today. So I'll see how long she goes. Sometimes she gives me a really long nap. And it really worked out because since she waited later, both my kids, I'm lucky. My son's doing good. He fell asleep too. Both my kids are sleeping at the same time today. So I was able to film. And I'm glad that I was able to, because I was just, I don't know, feeling stressed out today. I don't know why. And it's a gift that they're both deciding to nap at the same time so I can get a few things done and just take a little breather. I think that now that I've been a stay-at-home mom for a year and a half, I'm starting to feel like it's almost like a work week for me as well. I'm like, okay, it's Friday. Yay, tomorrow my husband's gonna be home. And then we'll have 2 people and 2 kids together for a couple days. So I'm thinking about going back to work. I've been applying at jobs where my husband works, but it's very competitive to get a job at his office. So we'll see if that works out or not. If it's meant to be, it will happen. I'm not dead set on getting back to work right now, but if I were able to get a job where he works, that would be a really great opportunity for our family, because there's a lot of flexibility there. You can work at home 4 days a week. I think you have to work there a year before they'll allow you to work at home, but you do have that option. And there's just a lot of great benefits and a lot of flexibility with time off and vacation and sick time and stuff like that. So it would be great if both of us had that job for, you know, when the kids have breaks from school or somebody ends up sick, whatever might come up. So anyway, I guess wish me luck. It would be nice if I did get that position. We'll see. I'll keep you updated if anything changes on that front. But thanks again for tuning in, and please subscribe or like or comment on the video. And let me know about your channels. If you are watching and you have a YouTube channel, I really want to watch yours as well. So please let me know about your channel in the comments. I do want to do a giveaway once I hit 500 subscribers. I'm getting close, so I'm getting very excited about doing a giveaway because I have a couple things in mind that I wanted to put in it that I already have in my stash. So hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and happy stitching. Bye.